So he gets locked up, and at that point, where are you guys at?
I'm living at my house and he's over there doing whatever. We he we had Barbie was just blowing up. So I
Mm,
was kind of like, what do we do now? And he wanted me to kind of sit in the house and just do nothing. And I kind of didn't really sit right with me because
mm,
I'm like, we got 2 kids and, you know, we have to kind of keep the momentum going. Like, why are we gonna just stop? Like.
mm,
And if I'm not your girl, I don't have to sit here and do nothing.
mm.
Like, why are you thinking you can tell me what to do? I was more so asking for advice on how to keep going, not like, should I just sit here or no, it's not really was what I was trying to do.
But so he wanted you to basically just chill
Yeah.
while he was locked up for a year or two.
Yeah.
And at the time, you didn't really know how long it was going to be.
We knew that he had that at that point he had the 7 months, so it was going to be till July.
Mhm.
But I just felt like if people are reaching out to do bookings or reaching out to do like clothing line collabs or this or that, why would I turn that down?
Right.
It's only gonna produce good content for me and keep my momentum going. Why would just to have me doing something? There's no reason for me to just sit and do nothing, and
Right.
that's kind of where we bumped heads.
Especially you being in the background for all those years. And then when he gets locked up, you're in the middle of your first like 6 months of being poppin' and being this person that's basically doing all the stuff that he previously had been the only person doing, which is,
Right.
doing the club appearances and the sponsorships and the videos,
Yeah.
etc. You're not going to just want to give up the momentum just because he's getting locked up.
Yeah, and all it did was add to my. It wasn't like I was going to go to the strip club and dance or something crazy. Like it wasn't
Mhm.
like what I'm saying, or do something crazy. Like I was just continuing to do what we were already doing. And every time I touch the mic, I'm obviously saying free blue. I would never just be like, yeah, I did all this by myself.
Mm.
Like that's crazy,
Right.
and clearly not what happened. So all I was doing was just trying to keep the momentum going. I think that's kind of where we had the disconnect about that, and you know.
Okay.
I
So,
feel like it worked out in my favor now.
but was your plan at that time to continue to basically like have him guide your music career, even if you weren't together romantically?
Yeah, I had no problem with that. I think that we definitely started doing something and it was working for us. So
Mm.
maybe maybe lo and behold, that's what we were supposed to do the whole time. I don't
Mm.
know. And maybe we just weren't meant to be cool friends and work together. That happens. I mean, just because we're not together doesn't mean we have to stop working if it was working,
Right.
you know?
And obviously, you're going to be tied together through the kids and shit,
Yeah,
no
and
matter what.
that just makes double income for the kids. So what's wrong with that?
Right.
So.
But okay, do you think that would have actually worked out in the long run? Because as much as I think he's a conniving businessman, or not conniving has like a negative connotation, but more like a cunning businessman.
Mhm.
At the same time, I know he loves you and has feelings for you, and especially like if he feels like you're out of his control, that might not be likely to work in the long run.
I think that, yeah, I mean, I guess we wouldn't know unless it actually happened, but I think that he does have problems with like not having control over certain aspects of things. Like he likes to have the full control.
Mm,
So us working together and me being like, yeah, we're not together, bro.
mm,
Or like not listening to certain stuff he wants me to do might have been a problem later down the line. But I think if we would have just kept it going and, maybe had some type of understanding, because I'm like, at the end of the day, you have X, Y, and Z amount of people to go that you like to lay down with or whatever you like to do.
mm.
And I don't think little old me should be, stopping that if you at the end of the day want to be with those people,
Right.
And maybe I was meant to be with a girl or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, because
Like,
you've made that clear that you're unlikely to end up with a dude if you
Yeah.
were single.
right.
That still stands. You're still
Yeah,
not
I'm
really.
really not interested in like men like that. Maybe
Mm,
that's just right now or whatever, but I'm really not interested in that.
mm.
I'm really in like my soft girl era with like dealing with girls and stuff like that.
Do you think that's because when it comes to men, you dealt with like arguably the most extreme toxic dude? I don't want to say toxic. That's like an
No,
oversimplification.
he's toxic.
But
100%.
the most extreme version of a man that you could really think of in a lot of ways.
I mean, maybe yes and no. I mean, but there was plenty of times that I stepped on him with girls though.
Mm,
So it wasn't like it was just something that I just sprung on people.
right.
It's always kind of been like a little thing that I
Mm.
would do. Just never got out because I just never cared enough to like do that.
And would he get like very angry about you being with other women?
He was more so angry, like if they were like studs or like
Uh,
more masculine type of girls, and like the girly girls, he kind of thought it was funny.
mm,
You know, it wasn't like something that he was really super bothered by,
right.
which I still didn't get because I'm like, at the end of the day, they're all girls, but whatever, you know.
I guess I could see it. If Young M.A. took my bitch, then I would probably feel a lot different than
I mean,
if, some super cutesy girly.
Ruby Rose or somebody
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Ruby Rose, whatever. I can't fight Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
But realistically, Young M.A., we can scrap. I love you, Young M.A. But realistically, it's like that's more of a possibility.
Yeah, I mean, no, I get it, but I was like, for me, at the end of the day, they're all still females, like, so
Mm.
it's not like, to me, I didn't think it was the biggest deal, but I'm like, well, maybe that should tell you something and not me something, because it's like maybe I'm kind of looking for more of a masculine female, like because you're not doing what you're supposed to do, like emotionally.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I mean, I hear that a lot from women who date other women, which is basically that like the problem when you're a woman with a guy is that they're just not emotionally open enough. They don't want to talk about their feelings as much, etc. But
Yeah,
then meanwhile, with women in lesbian relationships, that's all they do.
but you
Just
know
talk
what's
about their feelings all the time.
yeah, and you know what's funny is that I was dealing with like a more stud type of female, and the problem was I didn't want to be as emotional as she did.
Mm.
So I was kind of like, damn, am I just like really messed up in the head, or like just so traumatized that I
You've
don't
been
like,
trained.
yeah, like, and just so traumatized that I don't want to talk about my feelings, or like, or just kind of like submerge them so that way I don't like crash out.
Right.
I don't know, but that is kind of like my issue when I deal with girls, that I'm kind of not super willing to talk about my emotions,
Right. And that
and
probably
that's
stands out a lot to them, right?
yeah, because they're like, isn't that the whole reason? Like you're like being gay right now, and I'm like, no, it's actually not. Like it's actually not actually.
Wait, if I had asked you when you were like, what age did you and Blue get together and you're like 16?
No, I was just turning 14 when I met him.
Okay. At that time, had it ever even entered your mind, like I might be gay or bisexual?
Yeah, I had yeah, because I had already like kind of kissed girls and kind of like had a crush on girls already at that point.
Okay.
I just never like really fully acted on it as much as I did when I met him. Like, and I acted on it. I was kind of like, yeah, you know, I need that, but
Okay.
wasn't. I was just kind of getting started. But I was 14, so it wasn't like I was like a mega hoe or
Mm.
something. Like,
But then that all kind of got put on the shelf once you got in the relationship
yeah,
with
because
Blueface.
we were pretty like mainstream in high school. Like I was at all his football games, and we kind of were like, oh, we were like the thing at school. So I kind of didn't care about girls at that time.
Mm.
But when he did go away to college, I was dealing with some like a girl, but he knew that it wasn't
Mhm.
like it was a secret, and I'm sure that he was at college doing his thing too. So
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting. And never throughout your whole life since you met him or whatever, there's never been a time where you just were around a guy and were attracted to him and considering it?
not really. I mean, like obviously there's attractive men in the world. Like it's not like I'm like, oh, all guys are ugly or something. Like
Right.
obviously there's attractive men, but I've never been like I need your number, or like I want to like act and on it, or like you know, or like it's just never. I mean, I'm a great wing woman, but not really what I want to do. Like I'm not trying to go home with you. Like what the
But
like.
why is that so foreign to you? Like,
I don't know. I just like it's not something I would be more likely to go home with a girl than I would be to like go to some guy's house. Like that's so strange to me.
it just doesn't sound
It's
right.
yeah, it's just like so weird. I would feel so awkward like sitting in the car with him. Like, what are we supposed to do now? Like, are you
I mean,
gonna-
when I think about it from your perspective, I guess as a guy who's spent their life, hollering at women or whatever, like the concept of going back to a girl's house doesn't sound that crazy to me. But the concept of going back to some random dude's house as a woman, knowing that 99% of felons and 99%
Yeah.
of prisoners are men and that women like almost never commit violent crimes. I mean, yeah, women, much safer.
I mean, yeah, I just it's never been like my thing. I don't know. All my friends, I really don't really have a lot of like gay friends, like female gay friends. Like I have like one or two,
Mm.
and all my other friends are straight. Or I'm like their first girl crush, and they're like, hee, it's cute, but like they still like men, and I'm just kind of like, that's so weird.
Wow.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, definitely.